Close your eyes. Forget that you're human for just a moment. Instead, you're a tiny puppy, still new to the world. You've only just started to wander about and explore your world that's small, secure, and comfortable. Until today, all you know about humans is that they bring good things. They bring gentle pats, tasty snacks, chew toys, and laughter. They laugh as you poke into things and help you back to your mother when you wander too far and become scared, and you've come to trust them. But beyond the confines of this safe little world is something you can't even comprehend. Today, though, you're going to start. Today, a new human comes into your world. They smell different, they sound different, but they're human, so they can't possibly be bad. Nothing in your experience says that's even a possibility. So when they pick you up and take you from your mother, you're just confused. And this new world they take you into is immense. And there are so many new sights and sounds and smells that you can't fully take it in, as you're pushed into a tiny little crate and put into a car that smells of strange dogs and fear. Fear that's infecting you as the car takes off and drives through the streets, as you struggle to stand but fall over again and again with the unsteady motion of the car. This goes on so long you start to feel sick and you've given up on pawing fruitlessly at the bars of your tiny self. But it does stop, and as your world stops wobbling, that new human is there lifting the cage and carrying it into a glaring light. Thankfully, you don't go far before you put down gently on the ground and the door swings open, and his smiling face is now inches from you as he makes sounds that are soothing and lifts you from the hard plastic prison. And for a moment, he strokes you, and you feel like it's going to be okay, but just as your anxiety ebbs, they do something unthinkable. They cut you with something sharp and shiny, and you cry out and you try to wriggle away, but you're held too tight. You have no power here. Even your bite doesn't faze this stone cold human. They just hold tighter before dropping you into a hole in the ground and pin you there with one arm while the other piles stones on top of your tiny body, buried as you cry. You cry for your mother, who always has come running at the slightest whimper. But your mother can't hear you, and she won't come. No amount of whimpering and crying will stop this, and the human doesn't even look your way as he goes about setting up some weird contraption. Something like an eye pointed at you, but it's as cold as this new person. Only when this strange box is perfectly aligned does the human disappear, briefly, only to appear again in a new fur and a flurry of exaggerated activity. Everything is slow now. They walk over slowly reach out again to make those comforting sounds, and they slowly start to move the stones away, one by one. One eye on that strange box, and you're confused, but he's helping, right? So you lick his foul-tasting hand and strain to free yourself from the weight holding you down until you can finally move. And you're just so relieved that you press yourself into this baffling human's arms and let them stroke you. They clean your wound and they babble nonsense, and then they put you back in the box. And for a couple of nights, things are okay. You're fed, the pain ebbs away, but now you know there's another world out there, and now everything is different. Now, every few days, the stranger returns, and you're carried away to a new place to be shoved into some horrid situation, and the whole confusing ordeal starts over again with some small variation. You adapt. Tomorrow, you may find yourself alone, pinned down in mud and cold water by a branch, fighting to keep your nose above the water. And a week later, well, you'll get to see your mother and your siblings. only she'll be on the ground, unresponsive, as your siblings cry and mill around, even more terrified than you are. You'll be the only one to greet the man with licks and kisses because you know, if you play your part, they will at least bring the awfulness they created to an end. And this is just your life now. All you know. What you don't know is that thousands of eyes will watch this happen over and over. And they will love that monster for rescuing you. Not because they are also monsters, but because they genuinely think he's doing a good thing. You're no longer that puppy. But you very likely watched these videos. You've maybe gushed over the man's kindness and added to his reach. You don't see the camera equipment waiting for the victim. And you don't see the animals bred to be sacrificed to the algorithm. To mistreat animals for clout, you get fake rescue creators. People who deliberately hurt or endanger animals to stage dramatic rescues for views, likes, and donations. The SMACC released a study called Spot the Scam and found across 4 platforms over 572 million views. 52% of videos were found on Facebook and Instagram, 25% on YouTube after new policy implementations, 21% of videos actively solicited and received donations, and 22% of the content suggestions came from the algorithm. The most common victims are kittens, puppies, baby monkeys, and turtles, because they are easy to get, widely appealing, and easy to manage. Policy is worthless without people. Rules against these practices do very little to curb the issues. Many videos slide under the radar of AI and other screening tech. Honestly, only awareness and action is going to make things better. Ask yourself a few questions before you hit like or share on the next rescue video. Check the sources. Are the links to info besides PayPal, Venmo, or something like that? Is there follow-up? Every rescue loves to share success stories. Do they give credentials? Seriously, ask. We will not be mad. Do you recognize the animals? If so, ask yourself why. Is the focus on the animal or on the content? Do the stories make sense? Is it a 1 in a million scenario every week? Now that you're listening, are you ready to do something about it? I will be addressing all of these topics in future, in depth, to help arm people against this awful trend. I hope you join me for those videos and you share them. Education is our best weapon. Spreading awareness is crucial to bringing this industry to an end.